I think this is something we've all experienced one way or another. The moment that you realize it's time to change, girl. You stop blaming others or maybe your circumstances, and you finally see that you are the one that's causing the chaos in your life. Ooh, I felt that hit me because it's definitely been me a few times.
Oh, wow.
Looking in the mirror is not always easy, but accepting the need to change can alter your life's direction in very meaningful ways. I want to know, have you ever stopped yourself and was like, girl, something's got to give here?
Yeah.
You? Hal? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always a time to change. I think if you're in your life and there's no more joy, whatever you're doing, or if it brings you misery, if you're not happy in your job, if you're not happy in your relationship, I think you have to reassess and go, what is it that I need to take out? Why am I doing this and being miserable? And I think sometimes we get stuck just because change is scary and change, you know, you don't know what's gonna happen, but I always feel like change is not always a bad thing. So I don't have anything specific to share on that, but just, you know.
Yeah, it can absolutely be a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, this is the thing. I think in life, there are moments as you go through life when, you know, things hit you and you go, well, why am I unhappy? Or why am I doing this? Or you know, and then you really have to make a change. When I was writing my first book, I was having a problem because I just wasn't taking the time to do it. And I knew that if I was gonna, you know, you have the pressure of this contract and you gotta fulfill it.
Yeah.
I'm like, when am I gonna do it? And so that's when I was on the road. I was doing like 5 shows a week, but I normally on the road after the show, I would go and drink and hang out. And then I said, you know what, if you're gonna get this book done, you gotta change something. So I would go back to my hotel room and I did it for 9 months while I was on the road. And when I went to my hotel room, I would just write. I would write for 4 hours. And it was a sacrifice, but I was able to meet my deadline. I got the book. And so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to just ask yourself, no matter what it is, maybe if you're trying to lose weight,
no matter what it is,
you're trying to do whatever, ask yourself a question like, what can I do so that I can get through this, that I can change and I can be better? And that's, always ask that self, and be real, be honest. Sometimes I think we're just not honest with ourselves. Like, you know what I was doing was I was partying. I wasn't taking the time, I wasn't focused. You have to ask yourself that question so you can get to the other side. And that's how you change.
And that's wild, because what's the name of your book?
I tried to change, so you don't have to.
Yeah,
there was even change in there.
There you go.
But I do think that's so true, that if you ever are unhappy in your life or in your circumstance, you have to ask yourself the questions that say, what can I change? Not to always look around at, oh, well, if this was better, well, if I had a different job, well, if this was it. No, what can I actively do? What can I actively change to better my situation? And I feel like I've really had those moments multiple times in my life. I feel like the first one was probably during our summer hiatus on this show when I decided to go to Paris. I feel like that was the first time in my life that I was like, oh, I'm unhappy and I need to figure out what I need to do to change. But for me, my change had to come from silencing other voices of what it is that other people wanted in my life, what they wanted, what they thought would make me happy, and really isolating myself to figure out what were the changes that I needed to make in my life to be happy and fulfilled. And it's so weird because obviously that was like way over 7 years ago. Wow. You keep having these same moments because what made me happy then maybe doesn't necessarily make me happy today. So I even feel like, just as of recent, I was like, why do sometimes I feel overwhelmed by so many things? Or why do certain things not make me happy anymore? It's very simple. I used to love going to events and going out to things. Those things don't make me happy anymore. Instead, they give me anxiety and make me sit in the corner of the party. How can I change my life so that I don't have to put myself in those situations anymore? And those are honest conversations that I've had to have with myself, and that causes real change, and that can be scary.
Yes.
I absolutely agree.
Yes, yes,
I remember having a moment, actually, the minute I birthed Monaco, where everything leading up to that very moment, ever since social media started, I've overshared. Yeah. Like share. You want to talk about how good you feel, how bad you feel, what's going on, divorce, weight, finding new love, all these things. And as soon as this little girl came out, and I remember them putting her on my body and I'm, you know, having her take in my smell, we're wrapping her with blankets, everybody's got gloves on, everybody's staying away because COVID's still going on. And I just immediately sensed how fragile she is. And it hit me right there. Do not post this little girl. Do not expose her, because immediately I thought, oh my God, she's so cute, I wanna share her. But then this sensibility in me, which I think is that mommy, that, I don't know, that
mommy
vibe.
vibe.
Yes.
Nature.
The what do they call when you're a mama bear?
Yeah. Right.
Mama bear in me was like, everybody doesn't deserve her right now. She didn't ask for that. She's yours, and you've got to protect her.
Yep.
And there was a first time that I was so turned off by social media, and I love sharing what I'm eating for lunch.
sure.
I love sharing where I'm going.
Girl.
That was crazy. Let her decide what kind of energy she's gonna build, not me suck her into my world.
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
Right.
That
right.
is so honest and
growth.
so real, and that's growth.
That's growth.
But
and that's
even
it.
that change probably shocked you. You're like,
Yes.
I'm not even, who am I?
Especially when you hear other people like in comments and they're like, when are we gonna see your baby? And you're like, that's crazy, because that you would normally get to me. But because it's another life, like if
You
it
don't
was
even
me,
care.
it might make me go, oh, I gotta share. But it's my daughter, I'm like, no, I don't have to.
You don't
That's the
even
thing.
care.
Yeah,
Right.
you don't even care because this is your real life. Sometimes
Right.
on social media, everybody gets caught up because of stuff that you post that
Yes.
they think that they have domination
Yes.
and they have
Access
power over
to
you and
you.
access to you. No, you are nice enough to give them access.